All right, welcome back. We just finished doing this piece, right? And now we're going to make the plate on the back here. The first thing we need to make sure we do is change this. So go back to the back of the face back and open the sketch and change this to 124. Basically, I had it at 120, and 4 millimeters off at this scale is a lot. So I changed it to 124. 125 was a little too much. So change that to 124. So basically, the center here is 124. And then you'll notice that the center right here, from here to here, if we just kind of like measure that, see that right there? That line, as it goes through right here, it needs to be on the upper side between these two. So that's kind of like an eyeball indicator that this is right, because this thing that plugs into it, it's just on that side of the center between here and here. So that's where we need it, and that would be close enough, right? We don't want it to be 4. We don't want it to be 4 millimeters off. We could be 1 millimeter off. We could be 2 millimeters off maybe, but that's it. So we're gonna create this piece from scratch. I already created it a couple times, but I needed to move these. I wanted to be happy with this because this is going into production. So what we have is this is our parts right here. So go here, and we're just gonna click create body. So that should pop in way down here. Let's go ahead and rename it. It's the face plate, right? And I'll go ahead and change the appearance now, just so we're ahead of the game. You can do that after, but whatever. Bop, 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 bop. Cool. Now we go to make this piece. It's 113. I'll show you why. It's 113 by 73. And it sounds odd, but it has to do with the chamfering and these circles, and it's basically like to create a regular. I'll show you what's going on. Okay, so let's first we'll take this guy. We'll do the face back right there. Make sure that that's going to be the binder, and then we can turn that off, and then we can also just turn that off. So that's our binder. And then we're gonna create on that surface, create a sketch, right? So this guy is the rounded rectangle tool, and then it's from the center. Just have it be anywhere, and then you have to make sure that this is 73 and 113 with 12 radius, right? So what we need to do is actually place this guy on here. So we're going to do that by selecting that and selecting that and then hitting that. And then we only have 1 degree of freedom, as you can see over here. And then what we need to do is take this, and actually we need to extract this bottom line, and then we need to dimension it from here to there. That is 124, right? So make sure that that's 124. You can see that the center is going right through that center line, so that's a confirmation. There'll be little hints and things like that you need to pick up on. But we're gonna close it. And the reason I'm not gonna draw the circles, the holes now, is because we actually don't want those holes to be dependent on this. Or what we could do actually is, let's go back into this sketch. Let's create the holes, but let's create those independent of the other holes. Honestly, no, we're just going to use these. We're locked down on this thing so far. We're not changing it. So right. So that's that. And then we need to put the circles in. So remember that these are going to be 5 because these are the holes that we bolt through. We don't put the threaded inserts here. And honestly, if we had to move this, this would be a bad idea, right? Because I tried to move it after I had already done this. Like I just built this piece and then deleted it, the whole thing. But now I'm not going to move it. So we have that. Just hit pad, and this is only 5. Cool. So the binder automatically went away. We can bring back the face back just for context, but it looks good. And then we're going to select that, create a sketch. So now we're sketching on top of this. This one is going to be centered on here, right? So we'll create a rounded rectangle, center, anywhere on here, and it's 50 by 90, right? With, I believe it's 9 radius. Just want to check that really quick. We're just creating this piece right here. Let's check that. Yep, 9. This is 12. This is 3. And this is 5. So then this guy, you should still have that open. Is 1 degree of freedom, and you know, we should have done. I mean, we could still do it. We have to draw a guideline from center to center. Right? So we can take this. Actually, let's just delete this. Unfortunately, we have to delete this. We needed to do that first. So we'll go back rounded. Make sure that, so you grab those lines from the edges, then we draw a line in the middle. Then we grab this rounded rectangle from center, and then just select the center. So now it's in the center of the center. In the middle of the center. 50, 90, 9. Cool. Fully constrained. Close it. Save it. Pad it. 10. Cool. That's done. And then we're going to create the holes in here, right? So we need to take that, create a sketch. We need to grab this line, that edge. We need to make a rounded rectangle from center. We need to grab that. We need to make this 40 by 40 with 5 radius corners. And then we need to dimension that 5 from that edge, right? And you can see how that's legit. Pocket that, 5. We're good. And then this guy, we're going to create another sketch. And this is going to be similar. We're going to grab that edge. We're going to do a rounded rec. It's going to be 80. Oh no. Let's do it again. Rounded rec. let's try 60. Oh, sorry, 40, 60, and then this is 3. Oh, and this is not 40, this is 30. Cool. And this doesn't need to be 60. Let me see, this could even be 40. Okay. So yeah, 40, 30, and it's because this one has 10. So we dimension this from here to here. It's 10, right? So it's 10 here and it's 10 here. This is 5 and 5, right? So that's 5. And you see how it's enough, right? Because what we're going to do after we save it is pocket that, and then they become 1. But what we wanted was this whole piece to be kind of like one square, and then we wanted this to be a piece that came off of that we could slide into, that was also kind of symmetric around this area. So I completely made this part up from scratch, just from my mind, and then save it, create a sketch, and now what we're going to do is we're going to pull these, right? We're going to pull those lines. We're going to grab guidelines. We're going to do a guideline from the center to the center. And then we're going to grab this guy from the center. And then this is going to be 40 and 80. Cool. And then that's 5. So just think about this as like what we're going to cut out of the full thing. So close it, save it, pocket, 5, perfect. And then this is this inner part. You can see it here. If I select that, see how it's underneath there? So there's actually like a ridge. And then we have this whole clear space underneath where we're going to put, yeah, see now how this runs? See how this center line runs right in between here? And that's exactly where this piece gets held together. That's where the neck is. So I think we're good. And then this piece really just needs to be, I think it just needs to be chamfered. So let's save it. If we go back here, we're under the neck plate. After that pocket, we're going to grab that surface, and then we're going to hit pad, and we're going to change this to 2. So basically, we just added a little thickness to this, because I think what happens is we add a little thickness to that, and then we subtract it in the next one where the holes are. So just take that surface and just throw another 2 millimeters as a pad. And then, because we're going to cut circles away. So then the next step is creating these pockets. So these are 8.5s. So, and then if you look at this distance here, it's 2. So that's basically why we brought those. Yeah. So next step is select that, create sketch, grab the edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? I don't know why I closed that. Keep it open. And then we're going to make these 8.5s. Yeah, this is this is like everything's super close together here, but honestly it looks really nice once it's done. But modeling this first time, that's the thing. It's like I've modeled this over and over and over again, you know? And this is like the big robot. I already built this, you know. So I've probably already created five full robot prototypes. One of them being the big one, and then one, two, three here, four, and then this one hasn't even been printed. This is like the fifth version. So, I pretty much have this locked down now. So pocket two, okay. So you can tell that we just created those little things. So basically we push that whole surface up two, so we could then subtract two. And then that thickness on the inside is still five, so it grips. I wouldn't want it to have five thickness and then two in, so it only has three. So that's basically it. That's the piece, and then we just need to like do the chamfers. So we got the first chamfer. That's probably 1.5, and then we've got these are the fillets, and that's one. So let's do that. We got the first chamfer. Save it. We got the first chamfer is here. $1.5, and you see how that barely allows any room on either side of that. So it's almost perfect, right? And then this chamfer, we're just gonna go for it. This chamfer is 2. That's this one up here. Change that to 2. And then this is 1. So we're going to do a fillet. And then just leave it on 1. Hit OK. And that's good because we do want that kind of tight. Yeah. That's a 1. So that's it. Save it. Save it. That's the piece. Right? Now, the next piece we're going to do is going to be the neck joint. Right? So that, my friends, man. this piece. So let's turn that off. And then let's just explore this piece a little more. So we need to base it on the this piece, right? So that needs to be the binder, right? So let's figure out how we do that. If we go into the neck top, terrible name, should have been the neck joint. The binder's there, and then we basically create that piece. That's weird. .5. So it's 39 and then 5.5 away from there, which basically just means it has a 0.5 millimeter separation from the inside all the way around. So 39, radius is 5, and then it's 5.5 away. So let's do that. So we're going to do new body, right? Rename it. Neck joint. And then we're going to have the faceplate be the binder. So we can turn off the faceplate. And then we are going to create a sketch, save it, make sure you're saving. And then we are going to do some of these, right? That line is good enough. And what we need to do is a rounded rectangle from center, like always. We need to stretch it out so it's 39, because remember this hole is 40. So if we do 39, it has a half millimeter on each side, and that should be good enough to let it slide in, right? Think about it that way. See how it has the clearance before we lock it down. This is just think about this as like the plug that you stick in, right? And then it slides under. See? And then it stops right there. And then it's underneath this thing. See how that works? That's basically what we're building. So the other thing we need to do, just so we can move it later, is that guy. We need to do it from there to there. That is 5.5. Cool? So save it and then pad it. This is going to be 5, right? And if we go into the face plate, it's taking up the whole thing. But I'll show you in a minute what we're going to do. Let's just go to the next part, which I guess we did. That pocket is 1. So basically, once we drew it off of that thing, we can, if we turn off the faceplate, all we do is select that, and then we select pocket. And if you change that to 1, it basically just makes this 4. So just think about it as we needed it to be a little thinner, but we want to draw it on the top face So we didn't want to make it 4 off the bottom. It's kind of confusing, but if you think about this, right, this piece, the neck plate, see how you can see this little space right here? That's basically what we wanted. We wanted, see how this is? That's a good image right there. We wanted this to be on the top surface here so that we could then create this guy accurately, right? But we want the space to be under here because we kind of want to pinch this area with this piece. This piece comes under here, comes over, and then it's going to go over the top and then out. So this is what we're actually pinching. Cool. So we're back here. This is 4. Let's turn that on. And you can see the same thing is happening right here. So we've got the neck joint. And I'm just going to leave it like that for a minute so we can actually see this thing. But if I come back over here, turn off the binder, the next phase of this is to add this pad. So let's look at that. And we have a 29 by 29 because we're trying to keep it 1 millimeter in from 30. And then it looks like it might have just been centered. So we're just going to keep centering things, right? So it's 39, 39, and 3, and then centered. So turn off the faceplate, right? Make a sketch on here. We should be under neck joint, right? Extract these 2 lines. Make a guideline. Right? And then we do this line from center. No, not 39. It must be 29. Center, 29, 29, and 3. Right? So that's the fully constrained. Let's just check it. Yeah, 29. And then this is 6. So we're gonna have it pop out 6, right? And then that creates the millimeter on top. So that's good. Close it. Sketch, pad, 6, enter, right? So that's the first part. That's underneath. That's in line with what we have in the grooves, right? And then on top of that, so if we come to the neck top, the next one we're going to open up is that guy. So now we basically got the same thing bottom down here. Actually, it might be 40, right? Yeah. No, we kept it 39. I wonder why. Maybe just to keep it. Yeah. So it's the same thing, 39 with a 5-degree radius, and it's centered. So just create a sketch. Create a sketch on here. Right? Extract these 2 lines. Create a guideline from midpoint to midpoint. Then create a rounded rectangle from center and do 39, 39, and 5. Cool. And then pad it. And that pad looks like it is 10. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's 10. But like we learned out, we should find out if that's. Yeah, we're almost done here. That's 10. That's 31. That's 30. So remember, it's 31 and 30 and 19, right? 31, 30, and 19. And it's definitely centered. So for this one, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do create a sketch. We're going to do a regular rectangle. Oh, we're going to extract these lines again. Boom, boom. Guideline, center. And then square, center. And then 19, right? 30. And then when we go to save it, when we go to extrude it, pat it, it's 31. And the only reason it's 31 is to give the neck, because it's basically, if you look at this right here, that right there, needs a little space. So we're done with that. And then we're going to probably do some radiuses here. So, no, pocket. And that pocket is done by going 15 from this side, because that's not centered anymore. So you have to do this in the center, because it's actually a little bit to the right. And then you have to do 15 from the top. So we do create a sketch here. We do this guy. Just do them all. Well, you definitely need that one. And then we do a guideline. So just think about it as it really needs to be centered here, because this is 31. So that doesn't make any sense. Do a circle. And I'm guessing it's going to be, well, I shouldn't guess. .5. So I'm actually yeah, let's just keep it 8.5, because that's a little cool. And then this is this is 15. Cool. And then this, if we did the dimensions from here to here, that's 16. So you can see that just This is through all. I don't know why that got all buggy. All right, so that sketch becomes a pocket, and it's a through all. Save it. This is going to be 19, right? Fill it. Boom, boom. 19. No, 14. Because think about it, if it's 30, half of 30 is 15, so it's got to be 14 each, so that there's still a 1 millimeter kind of piece there. Which I'm sure you could do like, 14.89, whatever. And then after that pocket, we did the fillet, and then we just do the one chamfer, and that's it. And that chamfer, no, is 1.5. Yeah. This one's 1.5. So we're almost done. Save it. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. I think this might be it. No, you know what we need to do? So that's it. That's it for the body modeling, right? So take a bow. If you've made it this far, take a bow. Take a bow, Dad. I'm gonna close this just so we have this clean now, because I want to kind of concentrate on this. So what we need to do is throw these in parts. So go back up here to the assembly, right? New part. This one's going to be face, plate, part, right? Throw the face plate in there and throw that in the parts. And then new part, and it's neck joint part. Throw that in there. Throw that in the parts. Right? So we have the assembly down here, and then we have all these. And what we need to do is we need to start turning these off, because we don't actually need those, right? Now let's move all these up, right? So the neck joint, or the neck shaft, goes up there, right? Top shelf, and then neck shaft, and then neck joint, and then face. I hate when it opens that. Face plate. It's because of this fucking guy. And then face back, and then face front. So it's face front, back, face plate, neck joint, neck shaft, top shelf, all the way down to wheels. So it's in order here, right? It's in order here. Man, this face is so big now. It's gonna be such a big faced robot. Which will be kind of cool. I mean, this is like more of a, we need to make it more of like a screen robot. So those are all done. The only problem is we need to. So if we take the neck, right, and we say we want to add another origin point, right? This one is going to be here, and it's going to be concentric. So you see how that snapped there? I'm going to hit OK. So now there's a point there, but I can turn it off. Now I'm going to go to the neck joint, right? I'm going to add one there, right? And actually, you know what? Cancel that, cancel that, cancel that. Go to the neck shaft and get rid of that. What we want to do is neck shaft, make one, but name it something. So local coordinate system, but do it neck hole. That's going to help. So the neck hole is here, concentric. Okay. So now that's kind of more specific. The neck hole is that point. So we'll be able to find that way easier in the future, right? The neck shaft, neck hole. And then when we go to the neck joint part, we add one. And we do the same thing. We do joint hole. So we have the neck hole and the joint hole. And for that one, oh shit, is that? Okay, we need to be on this side. This guy and just cancel that. Done. Cool, right? So now that inner side and this outer side have the joints. So we turn that off. Now what do? We go... Oh, how am I gonna... How am I gonna put that one on? I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. Yeah, it's not really touching it at all. It's touching it underneath. There. For now, let's do this. Let's go to the assembly. Let's turn off the parts. Right? Now we're in the assembly. And we already have this. So if we go to the neck, we have the neck hole. What we're going to do is save it. We're going to insert this part. It's going to be the neck joint. We're going to insert that. We're going to click the neck hole, the joint hole. We're going to select the neck shaft part assembly and the neck hole. And it's right there. And I don't know why it came in backwards. But what we want is to rotate around the y-axis. No. Well, yeah. Yeah. It didn't really matter. There you go. But now we need to do it around. It was there. Yeah, so we actually do need that one. And then this one. But yeah, now we're talking. I'm not sure if the translation means that it moves. So if we do it around that one, yeah, that scooches it. So yeah, let's leave that. The problem is I don't want it to be. I want there to be a little bit less of a. See how that's doing that. So I want to control. I want to control that radius a little bit more. So I don't want it to just be 90s. Let's see if we can. I think this is going to be it. So just do something like do 15. I think this is going to be it. So we turn this off, turn that off, turn all those off, turn that off, save it. Don't lose this progress, babe. Insert part, neck joint part, insert joint hole onto the neck shaft, neck hole, right? Rotate X. Boom. Boom. Got it. Woo, baby. All right. So basically how you do that is you have to do it first here. You don't do it when you insert in the part. You actually do it here. So if I went back to the neck joint, this guy right here, well, I don't know if I can adjust it now. That's kind of weird. You'd think you'd be able to adjust it, but I guess not. Anyway, it's 15. So just turn off all of this stuff. Neck shaft, turn that off. Cool. So we got that, right? And then for parts, we can just turn on face, face, and plate. So those are the only other things we're doing. So now we need to put that on here, but what we're going to do is put this. I think what we need to do is align that surface with that surface. So if we turn off the assembly and we're back here, we need to create some sort of a thing on here. So I'm going to go back to the neck joint part. And if I turn that off, basically what could I create on here to match with that thing? And I think if you think about it, it wants to be centered. So maybe we should just do, I don't know. Let's just try something. I've never done this. So once we get this part, it's going to be easy. So let's just try that. I'm going to turn the faceplate off. I'm going to do, we're on the neck joint. I'm going to do a new CLS, but instead of a 3, it's going to be slot. So what we'll make this the joint slot, right? How do we do this, right? Can I just do that? That looks good, right? So let's do that. Okay. Turn it off. Now, turn that off. And we need to do the same thing, but here. So make sure that this is selected. Faceplate. Do this. And then this is the plate slot, right? And then we're doing that, and we're doing that, and we're good. And hopefully this works. Hopefully this works. Let's turn these off. We've got the assembly, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna rename this quickly. Right? We're going to insert, make sure you're saving. We're going to insert the last one, the neck joint. No, face plate. Insert it. The plate slot is going to the joint, neck joint part assembly, right? And we're going to do the joint slot. Oh, baby. Wow, I'm getting pretty good at this. I'm getting pretty good at this, baby. Yeah, look at that. Oh, we got the angle going. See? See, John? Turn that off. Turn that off. Rename that. Cool. Save it. Turn off the assembly. Turn on the parts. We're almost done. Now what we need to do is we need to go into the faceplate. We need to add another one. This one is the plate hole, right? And it's going to be, if we turn off these guys, just choose the upper, that guy. Oh, delete all this. Make sure it's only one. That. Ugh. Cancel. Just cancel it. Cool. Okay. So turn off the face front and back. Make sure we're in the faceplate. New guy. Plate hole. Right? Because this is the first, we only had the plate. Select that. Concentric. Okay. Did it do it? Dude, what are you doing? Where the hell did it make that? Ugh. Daddy's tired. Faceplate. Plate hole. Come on. Let's go. That. Concentric. There it is. Okay. I guess we already have a plate. I don't know where the other plate hole is. But we can turn both of those off. Cool. And then turn that off. And then now we have the back. Turn that off, turn that off. Now it's this guy right here. So what we need to do is this needs that, and that needs to be face, back, hole, and it needs to be here. Oh, that's, no. All right, now we create one. Face, back, hole. Make sure it's that. Make sure it's concentric. Done. Turn it off. Turn it off. And then we need to do one right there. So turn that off again. And then let's do it up here. So inside face back, we need to do it again. Face back. I'm just gonna do hole 2. Click here, concentric, okay. And then turn that off. Now, the last one we're gonna do is here. And we're gonna do face front, add one, face front, hole. Click on this guy, concentric, okay. Now hide that, right? Hide all the parts. There we go. Now we have the assembly. Hide the parts. Okay. Oh no! Why is that there? I don't know why that's there. All right, let's finish this up. We're almost there. Oh, it's gone now. Okay. That's weird. Okay. So, we need to put on, we have the neck joint goes above the neck shaft. Faceplate goes above the neck joint, neck shaft. Wheels are on the bottom. Cool. Hide all that. We're going to go back to assembly. We're going to insert a part. It's going to be the face face back part. Insert this guy. Neck face plate, right? Oh no. What in the hell? Please stop opening that. Oh, so tired. So let's turn that off. Where are we at with these? Face back. Okay, so all of these didn't save. We have the faceplate slot. We don't have the hole. So we need to redo that. Faceplate part. We need another plate hole. Right? The plate hole is this. Sorry, we already did this, but for some reason I didn't save it. Cool. The plate hole is there. Save it. Turn these off. Turn that off. Turn that on. And then make sure that, oh, come on, dude. Make sure that that is the next one we select. So now, face back. We do back hole 1, right? It's that. Concentric. Okay. Save it. Turn that off. And then we need to do this area up here. So we do face back, another one, back hole 2, right? because we have back hole 1, back hole 2. Make it that guy. Concentric. Okay. And then this guy is front. Boom. Front hole 1. All right. So we're gonna insert parts. Save it, save it, save it. Save it, save it, save it. Insert parts. Okay. So the next thing we insert is the face back part. Right? The face back hole 1 onto the face plate hole. But we rotate it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, baby. All right, we're almost there. Make sure to turn all these. Turn all those off so it looks better. Save it. Oh, he's so cute. It's got a big head. I'll tell you that. But it'll be fine because it'll be like yeah. Okay. Last one. I think last one. Save it. Insert part. Face front part. Insert hole. Face back part. Back hole 2. Okay. Oh. Oh. All right. All right. Yo. We're done. Oh, look at this little guy. All right. Now I'm stoked. I wonder if I should make that a little taller now. You know what I mean? That could be a little... That could get a little awkward. Let me measure that. Uh, Let me measure this. 24 millimeters. Yeah, it needs to be at least... It needs to be 5 more. So what we're going to do, we're going to try something. I'm going to try to add... Oh man, this neck is already super tall. Right? I don't want to make it any... I don't want to make that any taller. But I feel like I have to. So if I turn off the assembly, turn on the parts, if I go into the neck shaft and I just go into, let's say, that guy, and I just make that 145, what does that do? Please stop. Are you serious? That's 145? It did it? Come on, dude. So now, I still have the neck shaft. Yep, that point's still there. So if I go to turn these off, I turn on the assembly. Okay. Why didn't that one go with it? Those all went up. Wow. Let's do the face front. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Insert. I don't know why it has that name. But we go front hole. Face. Back part. Hole 2. And then we're good. Oh, baby. Feels good. So now that distance. Oh, come on, dude. Measure. That, 145. So I added there to there is now 29. And if I measure from here to there, it's about 29. So that's good. That distance is enough without it being too much. So we're good. I think that's kind of dope. Look at that bad boy. This thing's going to tear it up. All right, we're done. Congratulations. This is for a Samsung Galaxy A9 Plus. So in the next part, we are going to be basically 3D printing. So I'll show you how to put all of those files into a slicer, and then we'll get them ready. Honestly, if you're 3D printing, like you should know how to 3D print. You should know how your slicer works. You should know how your 3D printer works. So I might just be going through them all, as we do it, recording them all. But basically, that's it. If you've made it this far, you should know how to 3D print, because that in itself is a chore. But basically, all you're going to do is start printing them. So I'll just be recording myself as we build these, and that's pretty much it. So thanks for following along. You just built a robot, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, hopefully you order one. All right, bye.